Before I start, I never realized that Miguel is a Filipino. I thought I was talking to him last night that he is from Hong Kong as a foreigner. And I realized really, us Filipinos come back to this country for the love of our country to help the economic growth. And I have a similar story. I actually live in the United States already, having worked with a Swiss company in the Philippines for 30 years, worked around the world, and then migrated to the United States with a wonderful husband and a beautiful transgender child. So I'm very proud of him. And then when CCAP approached me to join the leadership team of CCAP, I asked myself, what will drive me back to go to the country? I wouldn't like to go back to the old industry I work with, which is in the inspection, testing, and certification business. Although I have built the Global Shared Services, the very first Swiss company in the Philippines in year 2000 from ground zero. But I fell in love with the industry. Although we were doing inspection, testing, certification, I was in charge of the Global Shared Services in year 2000 and grew it and still is there right now. Okay, so when CCAP approached me, would you be prepared to come back to the Philippines to help the industry grow? Without any doubt, I said, yes, I'll ride in the airplane and I fly back to the Philippines. Because when you've had already a long career, what is important now is a purposeful, driven life. And I have been chair of the Philippine-Swiss Council because I've chosen that because it is giving back to the two countries bilateral trade, and I was actively promoting the BPO industry in the Swiss community. And I'm very proud to have helped that. So when they approached me about it, I said, this is the right industry to be back in the country with whatever remaining years of my productive years to give back to this country. And my son is in college now, so I can say goodbye and stay in America, and I'm staying here, you know? All right. Now, what I'd like to present to you, you would just give me a minute to, okay. The title of my presentation is actually coined from the study that was done by IBPAP seconded to Everest, which is Take the Big Leap with Us. This is an IT-BPM services sector emerging in the Philippines. So you have to understand, I'm from the Contact Center Association of the Philippines, and it's one of the sectors of the IT-BPM services sector that is emerging in the Philippines. But before saying about Take the Big Leap with Us, I am so proud of Payoneer. You know why? I was driving in EDSA yesterday, and look what I found in EDSA. I found a billboard in EDSA. This is the first time, maybe because I just immersed back to the country, to see Payoneer invest in a marketing ad in EDSA. So I was like, wow, fearless founders own tomorrow. So already they are taking a big leap with us. And thank you, they are enabler of the industry, one of the enablers, and one of the ecosystem partners. So a big applause to Payoneer for really investing in the country and taking a big leap with us. Now, let's get down to business. So what I'm going to talk about is a series of information. It's a lot of big information. I'll skip some of them, but what's important is to get the big picture. I'll talk about the contribution of the IT-BPM industry, just to put it in context to the Philippine economy, the global trend and forecast, which was the study by Everest, the Philippine Contact Center BPO industry today and way forward, which is where I belong as an industry association in the CCAP, and take the big leap with us for the 2028 roadmap. So, you have to understand that the contribution of the IT-BPM industry to the Philippines economy is huge in terms of the source of foreign exchange. So you see, in 2021, the total remittances amounted to 34.9 billion, which is from the overseas Filipino workers' remittances to the country, which is the source of foreign exchange. And IT-BPM is second largest as the source of the foreign exchange, which is at 29.4 billion US dollars. That is in 2021. So that comprises 7.5% contribution to the GDP. By 2028, it is projected in our goal to be 8.9% contribution to the GDP of the country, to overtake the OFW remittances and to become the Philippines' biggest source of foreign exchange. And all of you is part of it. So take the big leap with us. And what it also does is it reinforces the sector's role as the biggest source of job generator in this country. As much as we have export talents abroad, we have the talents in-house in the IT-BPM industry that contributes to the highest generator of job. With the highest generator of job, we alleviate poverty in our country. And that's very important. Now, I'd like to put in context also that the IT-BPM services emerging in the Philippines have various players of the industry association. The IBPAP is the IT Business Process Association of the Philippines. We work with them. This is the umbrella association. And under it are the various sectors, which is the Contact Center Association of the Philippines, for which I represent. And two of my team members are here. Rosel, which is our director of marketing and membership, and her assistant, Isa. So we've got a team here in the Philippines helping to grow it. So under IBPAP, there's the CCAP with us as a sectors. There's the HIMAP, which is the Healthcare Information Management Association of the Philippines. The GICC, which is the Global Shared Services, or what they call it, the Global In-House Center of the Philippines. The GDAP, which is the Games Development Association of the Philippines. The ACPI, which is the Animation Center of the Philippines, and PSIA, which is the Philippine Systems Information, Software Information Association of the Philippines. So these are the contributor to the goal to become a 59 billion revenue. Now let me put it further in a context. The big leap in the next 6 years, collectively, with all of us working together, is to grow into a 59 billion IT BPM industry by 2028. CCAP sector is 49 billion revenue target against the 59 billion. So you could see that this is a very heavy task. But collectively, we work with IBPAP, HIMAP, GICC, GDAP, ACPI, and PSIA. Now, to become a 59 billion, it will generate a lot of employees or workforce in the country. 1.1 million new direct jobs. So by 2028, it's going to be 2.5 direct jobs. And estimated 1 million is expected to come from the CCAP sector. So you could understand how heavy it is. So when I was asked to join the association, I took the challenge. It is tough, but I know we can make it as a country with all the collaborators with DITC, BOI, DTI, and all of the infrastructure enabler. Now, the global trends and forecasts, a study done by Everest, I'd just like to quickly present to you. This is the Global Contact Center, okay? This is part of the IT-BPM. So you could see the Global Contact Center that in 2021, twice the growth vis-a-vis in the last 5 years of 2016 to 2020. We have grown very fast in 2021 despite the pandemic. Because we have become, actually, I was told that the president of the Philippines, BPM, has recognized that it is, and it still is, the IT-BPM industry that has become really the driving force of the economy in the midst of the pandemic. And so that is very important. He recognized that we're very important industry in that sense. See, the sustainable growth forecast is for the next 6 years is very robust. So the potential recession is seemingly an expected event, but the digital customer experience management proposition will remain robust. So The long-term trends of Web3, Metaverse will provide even exponential growth. So you could see that in the pandemic time, 2020 to 21, we even grew in revenue. And 2020 to 21, we even grew in terms of headcount. It is the industry that surpassed the past 5 years. So you could see how robust it is and really is the future. Now, what is driving it? Globally, enterprises are showing greater propensity to offshore and outsourcing. Why? The survey or the research done by Everest has shown that more companies or buyers of the services will move it to offshore. 70% of the buyers are going to move it to offshore. And we want a space for it. They will move it out of their organization and outsource it. 32% of their business process, they want to move out. Okay, you could just see the potential. And already by 2023, they want to scale it up even more. 83% of the organizations want to scale up in 2023 despite the slowdown and potential economic recession. Of course, there's the geopolitical that is happening, but they're very positive. Even more, these are the opportunities to outsource. Because there is a greater emphasis on business continuity plan. You know, you cannot just keep it in-house. You got to outsource this to keep your assets and your supply chain management continuing despite what's happening into the world. So there's a pressure to cut costs in difficult environments. There's a push to drive digital transformation. Already in the Philippines, digital transformation suddenly went very fast. The banking industry, the retail, and the government has put the budget and is going to digitize and has started to be in the digitization economy. So buyers heighten awareness. They know the importance of customer experience to build market differentiation. You know what's our differentiation as Philippines? It's not just cost arbitrage or labor arbitrage. It's customer experience. If only there is a standard, maybe I'm wrong, of the quality of Filipino talent, we are the gold label on customer experience management, and no other country. We are the gold label. I used to be with SGS, and we certify companies. And I said, why can't we not certify Philippines as the gold label? You just have to develop the criteria to make it very transparent as how you evaluate a global talent and a gold level. Okay? So the inability to manage talent issues internally of the buyers has one of the driving forces. One, they want to outsource this. So North America, on a global scale, North America still accounts for the highest revenue, particularly, you know, in banking, financial services, and insurance. Technology and telecom are the key industries. Tech hyperscalers have had exponential growth. So you could see there that North America is the largest market, while Asia Pacific market is the growing fastest. So you could see there that amongst the channels also, okay, amongst the channel, you could see that chat has the highest growth forecast. By 2028, the current 24% non-voice is expected to become 35 to 40% of the market share for the channels. So this is where in the industry verticals, where the business is coming from to do the industry for which we are competing Philippines with other countries. So there are many themes driving it. The adoption of digital services, which the pandemic has created an opportunity. It's like crisis has created an opportunity. The crisis of pandemic is an opportunity. Of course, we had to go through how to manage it, but it has created an adoption of digital services exponentially. Emerging services and the rise in the demand for exchange-to-exchange services in customers' experience, consulting, design thinking, trust and safety, and all of that. However, also the severe talent shortage due to changes in employee references globally and aging population of our neighboring countries and buyers' countries, enhance the need for global service. Okay? And the changing workplace delivery models. We've suddenly realized that we can be productive working from home. That before there's a management issue, I can't see you, I can't manage you. Now, it's okay, I don't see you, I know you'll produce. It's an output driven. Before, corporations are so resisting to outsource it. I came from a global shared services. I had to fight the headquarters and other affiliates to convince them to trust us that we can do the work. You know? So I said, measure us by performance. Forget which country we are from, because sometimes they have that stigma. So trust is very important, and over time, the industry, trust has been developed. And of course, focus on people, planet, and profits. ESG and sustainability, environment, social, governance, sustainability, be the foreground for global sourcing destination. So as you develop your own back office, or as you outsource, ESG is a very critical criteria even for investment. Now, I'll go very fast on this. What does the future hold for customer experience management, service market? There's the agents hubs, there's the cloud sourcing, there's the emphasis on agent assist, AI-driven talent management. 10 minutes left, thank you. I gotta get my AI robot to talk faster. AI-driven talent management and Internet of Everything as a channel. And what's important is the ESG to it. Now, the Philippine value proposition, you see all the players here. This is the value proposition for contact center. And 40% still remains to be the global customer experience market by headcount is Philippines. And you would see who we are competing with. Our key value proposition, we are large quality talent pool. Our potential risk, global slowdown, potentially in 2023, intelligent automation, and the ability to rapidly grow outside of Metro Manila. So, I'll go very fast on the next so you could see where it is. So the contact center, the way to move forward, the Philippine situation, take the big leap with us. You could see this is a reflection, it's a twice higher growth. 110,000 employees each year in the last 2 years. And we are very mature in the call center and we are number one. But we must make sure we safeguard their position while we grow the other sectors of services for which we are established. Trust and safety, human resource, finance, accounting, and all. Now, in the next 6 years, we will grow 59 billion IT-BPM industry by 2028, additional 1.1 million new direct jobs, and majority of which is coming from CCAP sector. We cannot do this alone, we need your help. And this is in collaboration with IBPAP, with HIMAP, GICC, GDAP, ACPI, and PSIA. Now, there are 3 scenarios to grow. There is the worst scenario, which is the constraint. There is the normal scenario and aggressive scenario. To reach the aggressive scenario, there are 4 levers of acceleration. The 4 levels of acceleration, okay, first of all, where are we going to acquire the additional IT BPO people? Right now, 71% is in Manila and 29% outside of Manila. The 1.1 million, we want to get it from outside of Metro Manila. And I'm so glad Clark is growing the workforce in here. So we will be going around the island to get that 1.1. And the 2028 total will be 40%. The key cities leverage in the Philippines for CC and BPM, Iloilo and Pampanga, Angeles, Metro Clark, Bacolod, and Davao City are the emerging locations which are primarily being leveraged for voice and transactional base and transactional BP services. So, our vision is to become the world's #1 experience hub for digitally enabled and customer-centric services, while driving inclusive and sustainable economic growth and social growth for the Philippines. We need to grow, we need to transform, and we need to give an impact to the world and to our country. So, on that one, these are the 4 levels. The 4 levers of acceleration that we need to focus collectively is on the policies and regulatory support. Easier adaptation of hybrid model, ensure cost competitiveness, improve ease of doing business. Number one really problem as well is talent management. We need to upskill the talent. As you upskill your talent, we need to talk to the academe and other DepEd and CHED to change the curriculum so that even high school are employable already. We need to change the curriculum. While the corporations are upskilling their people, the government is upskilling the educational syllabus. And that's very important. Otherwise, we won't catch up for 2028. Infrastructure development. IT infrastructure has to connect these provinces. No matter we say we're going to get from other places, if the IT infrastructure and the real estate is not ready, it's going to be hard. It's right hand and left hand has to work together. And last but not the least, marketing and brand positioning. We've got to change our brand. I don't like to be said we are cheap. No, we are not cheap. The word is wrong. Then people says cost efficiency, performance efficiency. Okay, that's a better term. But let's focus. It is customer experience is the heart of the Philippines. That's who we are. So I'll end in this. This is where we're going next. And we need to grow. You've seen that, and the next years will focus on growth, transformation, impact. The future is bright and ours for the taking. Please take the big leap with us. I have personally taken a big leap. Please join us to make a big leap for our country and our countrymen, alleviate poverty. Can we show the video, please?
BPOs have been resilient.
The industry saw revenues climb despite the pandemic.
Established itself as a global leader in this sector.
The sector is now the main driver of the growth of the Philippine service industry.
As the fastest growing internet economy in all of Southeast Asia.
It has one of the easiest understood accents around.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
전해주셔서 감사합니다.
So
문윤아입니다.
happy and pleased that we've been able to fix the problem in a very fast and easy
接到您的
manner.
先生，谢谢来电过航。
assistirle, señor Renato Gomez.
お電話いただきありがとうござい
Have
ま
a
した。
blessed day ahead of you, and you do stay safe always.
Have a great day.